Initially, I got these beans so I could play the game they're meant for, but then I realized they jump. And that's when I found out that something actually lives inside of them. But I never expected these to actually hatch. Allow me to explain that 5 months ago, I was gifted this bag. I started unpacking it, and I quickly came to learn that inside lived 25 boxes that held 5 beans in each. And as crazy as I thought that was, I opened up the second bag and realized we also had a couple hundred more.
Oh my god.
They're loud, and they don't stop jumping for a long time.
They're all popping.
So to find out what was really inside for myself,
Crazy.
I decided to open one up so I could see it with my own eyes. I grabbed a bean, a small knife, and started extraction. I poked a small hole and carefully peeled back the layers until this thing popped out. Was that a pupa? As confused as I was, I grabbed another bean because I thought to myself that if this is now a pupa, it had to have once been something else, which meant it already went through most of its life cycle, and if I was right, there would be something else inside the next bean. So I grabbed a second bean, cut a small piece from the tip, and carefully opened it up to reveal this thing. And immediately I knew I was right. This is what the creature looks like before transforming into that pupa. I couldn't believe that peeling back the layers of this supposed bean revealed to me a living, breathing worm. And it was in that moment that I had a plan. Not only was I gonna see what the worm would do after opening up the bean, but instead of just letting these things die, I would keep them safe, give them a good environment to hatch from a little worm, and then see what they would actually turn into. Would this worm become a butterfly? A bug? And you won't believe it, but after I opened the bean, something I never expected started to happen. This tiny little transparent worm with a cool orange head seriously seemed like it was a bit angry about being opened up, because I noticed it started to bite the edges of the bean, and soon I started to see this little guy weaving a net around the part of the bean that I opened to actually close the structure altogether. I was baffled, and after a few hours, this is what the bean looked like. These little worms actually produce silk threading from a special gland in their heads, which they use for things like closing the bean after being opened, staying warm, or to secure a protective place so they don't get eaten by other creatures. Well, this thing was almost fully secured and closed back up. So as this thing seemingly continued to close up the entire bean, and the other beans that I didn't open continued to snap, crackle, and pop, I knew I needed to prepare for their actual hatching. But I also knew that I really needed to know exactly how many there were, because my guess was about 500 of them. So to actually get a full head count, I laid out the first 30 of them, and I was hoping to do this in an orderly fashion, but these things do not stop moving, and I almost lost count. I was already at 100. Then 200, and these were just the ones in the loose bag. And don't forget that I still had 20 other little boxes. So I had to add another 100 to the total count, which actually came out to 332 living and breathing beans. Oh boy. So I did one final count to make sure it was accurate, and that's when I learned that these are called Mexican jumping beans. And you know that game I mentioned earlier? Well, believe it or not, but these are usually bought for kids to play a game with and basically bounce them on the floor. But in reality, they are small bean pods of a host flower of a plant. They're found in Mexico. What happens is a female moth lays eggs that get deposited inside the bean, and as the little larva grows inside, the bean hardens, falls to the ground, and the movement inside by the little worm contracting and relaxing and growing is what makes these things pop on the floor.
They're all popping. This is crazy.
It's the heat from the sun or heat from body temperature, like holding the beans in your hands, that makes the little larva start to jump. And the one tiny caterpillar that lives inside eventually hatches into a living and breathing, apparently really cute, creature. Little did I know that I would very soon find out exactly what they would hatch into, and I was oddly excited. Yet I felt kind of bad about the game people play bouncing these things around, so I knew I had to give these a better life and let them hatch into their fullest form. I first separated them into around 50 beans per bag. I wasn't sure how long it would take, but from hatching other small animals like this before, I knew it would take anywhere between 3 weeks and 5 months for them to start hatching. So after that first week, I thought that leaving them alone was best, and truth be told, I had no idea what I was gonna do with 332 beans. What was gonna happen when these actually started to hatch? The more I moved them around, the more they jumped and got bothered. So thinking about what to do with them, I ended up just leaving them in the bag to stay unbothered. And I waited for a long time, 5 months to be exact, which is a long time for nothing to happen. And since they were pretty loud for the first while, when I noticed they got really quiet is when I thought the moment might finally be approaching. And then, one morning, I heard a weird muffling in the bag. It sounded oddly like wings were flapping. I opened the bag, and right away, I found the culprit of the noise I was hearing. There was a tiny little creature, what looked to be like a moth, crawling around in the bag. So I removed it from the bag and put it into a new home, and then I poured the rest of the beans into a bowl. And I immediately noticed some of the beans had exit holes in them, which led me to believe that was how they crawled out, at least the first 2. And you won't believe it, but I found all of these pupas without any creature inside, which meant more had hatched from the other bags, and I had to find them all. And let me tell you, they were not hard to find. I got them all into the new home, and they were all just chilling in there. I was really hoping they would mate and lay eggs and have babies, but let me not get ahead of myself here. Luckily, none of the beans inside the boxes hatched yet, but in the span of just 24 hours, these things were all starting to hatch, and I didn't realize how fast it would happen. That small muffling noise I heard yesterday was now a lot louder, and I knew once I opened that bag, they would all come flying out. So I emptied the beans inside the new house, and they all started to fly around, and before I knew it, the ones in the boxes were also starting to hatch. I was constantly checking on them, so it had to have happened within the last few hours. And as each one hatched, I moved them into the new house, and this was precisely the moment where I thought this might be a huge mistake, because what the heck am I gonna do with 332 moths? The person who gifted these to me was the owner of a jumping beans company, so of course I accepted his offer without even thinking about what would happen after 5 months of metamorphosis. But it made me feel a bit better knowing that their life cycle really is only a few weeks. And I'm not letting them loose because they aren't native here, so releasing a non-native insect species can potentially cause a lot of harm to the local ecosystem, and we don't want to do that. So they will stay living as my house pets. And might I add, these were the cutest, tiniest, daintiest little creatures ever. Honestly, I've gotta admit that this was the weirdest way to learn about why Mexican jumping beans actually jump, and also the coolest way to learn about the metamorphosis of 332 house moths. I'm currently in the process of 3D printing a new house so they can live a better life for the next few weeks, so stay tuned for an update on that. But honestly, nature is so weird. The only thing we have left to do here is wait for the rest of them to hatch, and then maybe we can continue the life cycle and get them ladies pregnant. All in all, I guess it's fair to say I should have kept these things closed.
Oh my god. They're all popping. This is crazy.